Happy Tuesday, everybody. This is this is Crypto and Coffee with the Trading Bros. I'm your host, Clutch Crypto. B. Wellington's on the charts,
What's going on, babies?
and he thinks we might have some good news. So
What is good? Hold on.
let's
hold
dive into it and see what it looks
on.
like.
Good news for who?
For the
Good news
bulls,
who?
for the people, for the people. Give the people what they
Hey,
want. Give it
giving
to
them what
them.
give them what they want.
The hope that they need.
Obviously, someone's in a long right now.
I'm not biased at all.
You are biased.
100% biased.
Look at this. Look at this chart. We look at this every freaking Monday through Friday at 8:30 Central Time.
27 hours a day.
27 hours a day. This is the daily
Hey,
USC.
hey, how do you watch the chart 27 hours a day? I'll tell you how. We started early.
You started early on something else too, man. It's early for your shenanigans. Look,
Hey man, I've been up for a minute.
I know you have.
I'm not like all groggy and shit.
I know. I'm surprised that you slept.
I actually slept really well. I have record levels on my whoop this morning.
Okay, very good, very good. I'm glad. Man, this 800 on the daily.
Oh man, if we get up there, my trade would be so good.
This is not about you right now. We are talking to
You're right. We are talking to the people.
You're talking to the people.
But my trade will be so good if we get there.
You're closer. What are you closer to? Here or here?
Oh no, I'm closer down here.
Okay.
Like all we have to do is get above. get above. Oh shit, we're almost there. Oh no, we're not. Not
No,
yet.
we're not. You must be looking at an old chart. We ain't nowhere. Look.
Come on, let's go. Do the show.
I am trying to, but you're cheering on your trade in the middle of my shit.
What do they call that when you get hacked like that? What do they call that? Like I hacked your feed, bro.
Yeah, man. Look. First of all.
Hey, but guess what? I'm
What?
just kidding. Go ahead.
Look, we eventually have to get up and touch this 50s mean reversion, right? And that's what everybody's waiting on. And the reason why it's coming down and down and down, it hasn't really broken support, at least not on ETH. You know, it's a little bit different on Bitcoin. But ETH hasn't broken support here. It has held, right? It has held this area. This would be considered support. And so, you know, we're in a stage where we could go in either way. Normally, when this happens, when you have that 800 that crosses over, but really when it crosses over the 50 EMA, of course, on the daily, then you get some movements to the upside to trap folks that are trying to trade an EMA cross. And so that is in the favor, but this is a more of a longer term deal, and they're going to really make sure that they trap a lot of shorts first. And this may be the day. This may be the day that they got them trapped. So if we look at, you know, we never do, but I always like to just from looking at it from a reference standpoint, never mind all my colors over here. But this is the support that ETH had on Bitcoin, but Bitcoin didn't hold that support, so we did break. And we do have a wick down here as well. And the 800 has already crossed over the 50. So, you know, again, what you're expecting is a little bit of move to the upside that for folks that are playing this death cross that's happening on the daily, it'll probably test down here a little bit more. Not too sure when, but it'll probably test down here a little bit more. To trap more shorts, to get people to say, okay, it's about to cross before it shoots back up, to pull, to kill those shorts, to liquidate those shorts. And then conversely, I think it's going to move further to the downside, but you know, that's to be seen. right? So we'll see. The macro environment tells us that we'll probably probably get down there. If we go to the hourly on my messy chart, we've got uh, this 200 EMA that we just refuse to break through. Uh, Here's what I'll tell you, and this is why we kind of trade the way that we do. I mean, I was in a short all day yesterday, and it finally paid off, even though I got out of it early. But you have this move, you have this vector candle. I mean, this is very classic. Vector candle breaking through the 200 with some velocity, with some volume. Okay, now we're off to the moon. Everybody's expecting a secondary reaction. So bulls are thinking we're holding support. Bears are thinking that we're having a secondary reaction. So everybody thinks that we're going up. So it makes the move up. It confirms, right? Because everybody says, oh, wait to go long on the confirmation. And then it pulls all the way down through that confirmation for all the folks that went long here. Thanks for playing. You know, we'll see ya. And so a lot of these folks got stopped out. A lot of these folks got liquidated on this confirmation here. And so for everybody that went long here, they're basically being held underwater at this point, and we'll see what the market does depending on how the rest of the market reacts to this move. So we've had a downside move to the upside during the Brinks, European Brink section, and then pulling it back down to where we're at, you know, currently. But we did get up to, you know, the psychological low, but we're still below the psychological low, and we're still below the daily open. So, you know, daily open being up here at
Oh man.
1860.
Oh man, that'd be juicy. That would be so juicy. Get your ass back up to the daily open, boy. Make me some money.
If we, I mean, future markets are now open, so, you know, we've kind of, what you would imagine is that, you know, all the folks that went long up here got liquidated, and then you had a bunch of people that went short on this very aggressive move to the downside, then pull back up, and then they still haven't released any of these folks that would be trapped here. So they kept this wick here. So conceivably, you know, we may get a stop hunt down to these areas at 1734, but it's unlikely, or probability-wise, that they're going to release these, even though they could. I mean, it's not a guarantee. We came back and recovered this wick, you know, as well, and then we still have some, you know, really your downside peak is 1700. You know, when we're talking about ETH. So could get down there. I think you've got a lot of folks that got trapped on the short side here during that aggressive move. And so I don't think that we'll break this peak, at least that's my opinion. Or if we do, it'll be to trap more traders to the downside. But I do think that you know, the short-term momentum should be to the upside. But we'll see. I mean, that's yet to be determined. If we look at things like OI, I mean, we looked at OI yesterday on the perpetual side. It was about 5.8 billion. We're at 5.3, so half a billion off the table. Really, with this move,
Damn.
This move right here took it, and so, you know, longs. A lot of longs have been liquidated. A lot of OI's been a lot of summer vacations have been ruined. But if we look at this bull,
You gotta go to the Hampton for the beach so you can.
That's where all the hedge fund managers are in their fucking AA groups in the Hamptons talking about how they love Luna still. 2.0, I think it's gonna run. So we've got funding is mixed. So we've got mixed sentiment, I would say, which is positive for anybody long, because you rarely see, you know, this many positions on the short side. So I think that move yesterday really trapped some folks. Again, this is just an indication of sentiment, you know, more longs than shorts relative to the perpetual side, which we like to look at. and that being the same thing. So if we look at the market itself, let me get a refresh here on the futures. And futures market was about 225 to 230 earlier. So we have recovered. So we are moving up at the open. Gold's flat. Oil is still relatively high.
Hey man, I'm glad I took up biking and bought a good couple of bikes. I might have to start riding my bike everywhere at $160 a barrel. Shit. What's wrong with these people?
Well, a lot of well, right here. I was about to say it, and you read it. Goldman Sachs says oil will roar higher and consumers will full crude. 160. I mean, it's a very oil is a very no, nobody's talking about it. At least not in the circles that I'm in, right? Everybody's talking about gas prices, but the problem that we have, and I don't think that we're gonna get a friendly OPEC, right? Because we've got Russia, we've got Saudi, that's out there as you have some main producers, meaning the U.S. as well. U.S. Being impacted by this, but more so on the European side, and so that's really driving up global prices overall, and that's something that's going to be very difficult to control because that's part of kind of part of this inflationary side of it. I mean, it affects shipping. So if you say, oh well, man, it's just oil, it's just drive less. Well, consumers still want products, so they still put you know fuel in the planes. They still put fuel in the boats, right? It still takes fuel to run some certain mechanics. You still have oil that goes into plastics. So overall, this is not great. We're starting to see us kind of reverse here back to the downside relative to the markets. We look at things like foreign trade balance, which came in less than expected, which is a good thing, for us. I think you want to see that foreign trade balance, kind of reduced somewhat, because we are running a deficit. We talked about this yesterday, but anytime we have a deficit, somebody has a surplus, which is other countries. Those countries are, they're looking to seek, investments for that surplus, and a lot of that money is sitting in the markets. And so, depending on how things happen, and we've got a lot of geopolitical activities, that liquidity could be removed. If that liquidity is removed, that's more downside for the market. So those are things that, again, we're constantly looking at. And if we look at the rest of the week, or even today, we got consumer credit report. 52 billion, estimates at 35 billion is the median forecast. I believe that this is going to come in higher, which I believe is going to be a negative for the market. I think there's a credit bubble that is forming. People are not changing their behavior. According to CEOs of credit card companies, they're not seeing any recession on their end.
Not yet.
Not yet, but you're expecting people to pull back on their own. But again, we've had this inflationary period. People have, liquidity has been in the market. People don't want to give that up. And so tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but Thursday, it seems like it's a big day. Initial job claims, continuing job claims, real household net worth. I mean, you combine these numbers with the consumer credit report, and we'll see. We can be able to determine a lot. And then Fridays is the big day. We've got a lot of core CPI numbers coming in. Has the Fed done anything to thwart inflation so far? A lot of these numbers on Friday will tell you so. And so, big Friday coming up. So we should have a lot of volatility in the market on Friday. We had a lot of volatility last night. I did see a couple of tweets. I can't confirm it, but they're saying that these were coming out of, a few wallets. It wasn't like a widespread, just somebody dumping into the market. I have heard that miners are starting to dump, as well. And so we'll see what that looks like overall. A lot of these miners are public, and so part of the story was, oh, they're not going to dump their They're not going to dump their Bitcoin. They're not going to dump their ETH because, or at least Bitcoin, because they're getting all this money from the stock market, right? And so they didn't really need to. But if the market's going down, if things don't look as great as they once were, then if miners start to sell, then that signals that they've lost confidence in their ability to raise money in the public markets as well. And that could be another sounding alarm to say that we're in a little bit of a worse situation than we thought. Oh, 1762. You're looking good now.
It's not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too bad. That's all I got on my end. Clutch, what do we have short term, high block, and Bookmap?
Well, let's take a look so we can turn this baby around. Here we go. This is High Block Capital, one of our favorite charts to look at. This is ETH on the Binance chart. And as you can see, so yesterday, guys, when we were talking about where we were at, we were around 700 million, which was probably right here in this general area yesterday. And then as you can see, that sharp drop, that sharp sell-off that we had yesterday has got us all the way down to negative 1.5 billion when we were up around 2.4 billion on the positive side. That just shows you just literally how quick things can go sideways, and you can really get a big flip of the book. So that was pretty I'll see you later. I'm on a show. We're live on the air.
You are?
Yeah, you are. You're all over the internet. Say what's
You're
up,
blowing
dudes.
up. You're going
say
viral.
Say what's up, dudes.
What's up, dudes?
All right, all right.
Giving it to the people.
Yeah, man. Give the people what they want. You want to make sure that you know how to tie shoes. Anyway, so that being said, right down here at the 1728 area, if we break below that, that's right around where we had the low. If we break below that last wick and continue downward, guys, get ready, because this is like the last leg of support that we have before I think we're going to see some major downsides. So are we going to go back up to meet that? There's the 800, I believe, on the daily chart. We're going to get back up to that. Hopefully so. Hopefully we're going to get a good bounce here. If not, guys, we're going down. We're going down. Do pay attention once we get up here. Do pay attention to this 1874. I do believe this is around where the daily open is, and let's see if we break above that. So we have 1874 to get past. We also have 1918. If we can sell past 1918, continue upside momentum, expect this to keep running. There's just we're getting a slow start off this morning. We haven't had just a whole bunch of activity going on. Let me bring Bookmap over here into the picture so you guys can see kind of what's going on here. So let's just let this update real quick. And here we go. Okay, cool. So we had the big drop that happened last night. We had a nice bounce, came back up here. We dropped back down into this area, which you can't really see here, but if we zoom in here, a lot of liquidity got pulled out of here, so we would bounce up here, which leads me to believe that they don't really want us really testing this area right now. They want us to keep some momentum to the upside. We're sitting right above the VWAP right here on the chart here, the chart volume profile point of POC. We're floating right around that, and as you can see, we're getting some more orders that are just starting to show up to the upside. So that is a good indication that we are having a little bit of momentum to start sliding up. 1780, it's got a bunch of orders down here, and then down here at 1700, I don't know if they're still here, but we can go check. They had a cluster of about 12,000 orders that popped up late last night. So that was what was really driving this momentum to get down. And as you can see, yeah, it's still there's 12,932 cluster of orders right here, 7,100 or 1,700.
Bluff on that.
Yes, so that's That's big, but the good thing that we are seeing here, we did get down into this area. We have retraced. We've got past this high volume node here, and we're continuing to chart our way to the upside. So 1780 is going to be a real big key area if we continue to go up, or if we kind of get rejected right here and then see some more downside momentum. So 1780 is kind of the key pivot point to see if we break through or if we're going to see some more action to the downside. And that's all I got. You got anything else you like that?
I mean, we won't go into our diatribe about nuclear war.
Hey,
So.
do comment on the show, please. I do feel like we need to be a little bit more entertaining instead of just reading textbook literature type stuff.
Hey man, I'm
that's
very
just what I'm saying.
entertaining, by the way. I'm not just reading shit. I'm giving these
Oh.
motherfuckers insight. You know what I'm saying?
Showing them,
These mother-
showing
if
them
these
the
motherfuckers
way.
don't know what to
Whoa.
say to do with it. That's on them.
Hey.
Comment in the.
This was, you guys just imagine that he's Samuel L. Jackson, because that's motherfucker here, motherfucker there.
Adios, my friends.
We'll be back, same time, same place, tomorrow morning, 8:15, 8:30 Central Standard Time, somewhere in that